Hello, teacher.
Good afternoon, Base. It's nice to see you again. With pink headphones, huh? Okay, so let's wait for others. Hello, Prow. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Okay, so where are they? Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes or maybe 3 minutes. Good afternoon, Alex.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
Okay, so please prepare your code.org account. Please sign in. While waiting for others. I hope they will join soon. Oh, hello, Kao Klong. What a miracle you're here. But you're not saying anything. By the way, is my audio clear? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Again, please.
Is my audio clear? Is the sound clear?
Yeah.
Nothing, there's no noise or something. Okay. So as of now, there are 5 students, 4. Otto is still connecting audio. Okay, we will start in 1 or 2 minutes. Oh, where are they?
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon,
Good
Kaimu.
afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon, Otto. Good afternoon, Pang and P.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Okay, so we will start now with our discussion, but I would like to ask you first, what did we do last week again? What app did we do last week on code.org app lab? Anyone?
Calculator.
Okay, so last week we created a calculator app, a simple calculator app, but we were not able to finish it, right? Okay, so we will finish it today. And we will add some other functions also, aside from the one that we had last time. Okay, so please wait. By the way, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So let's continue. Okay, everybody, please open your calculator app that you created last week. Okay, so today, students, we will add more functions. I think last week we just did the add and subtract buttons. Today we will do the multiply and divide button. But these two are easy because it's like the same with add and subtract button. All you need to do is to change the operation. But we will have some error traps here, especially when you subtract 2 numbers and the first number is smaller than the second number, then we will have an error trap for that. And then also for the divide, of course, technically we cannot divide a number by 0. It will be undefined. So in that case, we will have some error trap also. And also we have the clear button. So it will be like this. For example, I will enter 2 numbers. Okay, so when you add, it will be added, or the 2 numbers will be added, and then subtract cannot be because the answer would be negative. This is just a simple calculator program. And also, if you want to multiply, then it will give you the answer. Divide, okay? And then when you click on the clear button, it will clear everything. So meaning this one will be back to 0, and then this one will be empty. Only the placeholder text. Okay, so that is what we are going to do today. Okay, so is your calculator app open already?
Dạ chưa?
Okay, so let's continue first with this one. Okay, so everybody, using these these blocks. Okay, so you will just copy and paste this one here using Control C and Control V on your keyboard, and then change the operator so that you will be able to get the answer when you click the multiply and the divide button. Okay, so just highlight and then Control C, Control V. If you are using Mac, Command C, Command V. Okay, and then after that, what are you going to change here? For example, we are doing on the multiply button. What are you going to change? Anyone?
Subtract to be multiplied.
Okay, so you should change this one to the ID of the multiply button. So in my case, it is multiply underscore button. I'm not sure if we have the same ID. Okay, but for me, this is the ID that I set for the multiply button. And then just leave it click. And then after that, students, what else are we going to change here? What else? We will need to change this one into something. Anyone? Hello? So what else do we need to change here? Hello, students. Alex, what are we going to change here? It's very easy actually, Alex. Take note that we are doing the multiply button function. So what are we going to change here?
Why not?
Yes, Alex? Alex, I'm still asking you. This question is very easy. It has a very easy answer, Alex. Okay, so you will get 0 for your participation. How about you, Ton? What do we need to change here? I will start calling names now because if I will not call names, you will not answer. So 50% of the score today will be on your participation. So if you will not be able to answer, or if you will not answer, you will get 0. But if you try, but your answer is wrong, then you will get a little bit of points. Yes, Ton, what are we going to change here?
Yes, teacher.
What are we going to change here? We are doing on the multiply button. So what are we going to change here?
My not sign.
Kaimu, please let the students that I asked to answer, okay? I know you know the answer, but I would like to ask them also because every time it's only you who answers. Yes, Ton. Okay, 0 for participation also. This one is very, very easy. I think even grade 1 can answer this one. How about you, Otto? What do we need to change here?
Um,
Yes, Otto? What are you doing with your microphone? Why are you turning it on and off? Yes, Otto.
even on event.
Yes, we have the on event for the multiply button already. So in order to get the answer of the two numbers when you multiply them with each other, so what are you going to change here?
Teacher,
Yes, Alex?
Alex, change from minute to be time.
Huh?
Change from minus
Okay,
to be
so you
10.
need to change this block to another block that has the operator of multiplication. Okay, so where can you find that block? All you need to do is to just take it out so that here, so that it will be removed. So where can you find that block, Alex? Look at the color. Under which group here?
Math.
Okay, it's under math, and then instead of yes, what number?
4.
Okay, number 4 for multiplication.
3.
Okay, the third block. Okay, so you have now points for participation, Alex. Thank you. Okay, and then it's just the same, students. All you need to do is to use this one. Okay, the get number. Okay, so you can find it here. Just look at the color of the block, and then you will be able to locate where it is. Okay, number, and then what's inside of this one will be the same. Okay, so num1 input, and then num2 input, get number. Okay, so now when you run your program and you enter two numbers, for example, 5 times 4, it should display 20. Okay, so we are now done with multiplication. How about for division? How are we going to do that? Kay Mook?
Yes. Yes.
How are we going to do it for division? What should we do?
Add on event.
Okay, so we will add another odd event block, but we can just copy this one. Okay. To make it easier for us, and make sure that when you edit something on your code, please click the reset button here. Okay, and then what do we need to change here, Kay Mook?
Change to be divide.
Okay, so it should be divide button, and then the same what we did here, we need to have the operator here, but this time it should be division. Okay, the slash, because this is the symbol for division. Okay, and then after that, just the same, get number. Okay, and then assign the ID. Okay, so when you run your program, for example, 6 and 2, the answer should be 3 when you click or tap on the divide button. Okay, so we have now the functions for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing two numbers. Finish? Are you done or not?
Yes.
Yes, how about the others? Are you done? Please tell me if you're done or not.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, so we will now proceed to the next one. Okay, students, the next thing that we are going to do is to add a reset button here. Okay, so again, how do you add a reset button here? What should you do? Anyone?
Go to design.
Yes, go to design. Very good. And then what element are you going to choose?
Button.
Of course, button. Very good, Kay Mook. Okay. But you may also duplicate one of these buttons if you want to copy the colors. But for me, I will make it a different color because it's a reset button. Okay. And then students, you need to change the ID. So it's up to you what should be the ID of this button. But for me, to make it identifiable, of course, I will use the clear button. By the way, it's not reset, it's clear. Okay, clear button. And then change the text to clear. And then you might want to change the color, so you can do that. I will choose a lighter shade of gray or of red, I mean. Maybe this one. Okay. And then exposition. Okay, so take note of the ID because this button will be used later in coding. Finish?
Yes.
Okay, Prow, what is the function of this button again? If you click this one, what will happen? Prow, if you click clear, what will happen?
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
But I can hear you.
Yes, Prow, what will happen if you click this button? It's very easy here. Actually, you can, it's very easy by the name clear. So what should it do? Okay, so I think I have to call another student. Yes, Plawarn, how about you? What will happen if we click on this button, Plawarn? From the word clear itself, what will happen?
It will erase.
Yes, it will erase everything. Thank you, Plawarn. And then we need to code this one so that every time we click this one, everything will be clear. So this one will become 0. And then for the 2 text input here, there will just be the placeholders. Okay, so let's go to coding. So how are you going to add a click function for this one, Dean?
Yes, teacher.
What would you do so that you can add a click function for this one? What block are you going to use? Are you going to use the button block, get text, set text, on event, set screen? What are you going to use?
Button.
Button, are you sure? That's not the correct answer, Dean. We did this one already many times. But
On
still.
event.
Okay, so we will use the on event block. And then after that, P. What are you going to change here? What are you going to select here? The ID of which button?
Divide.
Divide? Is this divide? We are working on this button right now. So
KBTN here.
okay, so it should be the ID of the clear button.
Here.
Okay, so in my case, it is clear_BTN. And then just leave this one to click because it is a click function. Okay, so there are 3 more blocks that we need to put inside of this on event block so that we can clear this one, and this one. Actually, they all have the same blocks. All you need to do is to change something. Okay, so do you have any idea what block? So that we can set this one to 0 first. Okay, this one first. Who has an idea what block to use? Pang, do you have any idea? What block are we going to use here to set this one to 0? Yes, Pang? Okay, can somebody help her, please? How can you set this text to 0? For example, it's 9 here and you want to set this one to 0. So what block are you going to use here? Kay Mook, do you have an idea?
Text label.
No, it's not.
Set property.
Set property, or you can use the set text instead. Okay, so instead of set property, you can use set text because I think set text is quite shorter than the set property. But if you want to use the set property, that would be okay also. Okay, so set text of the label, this one. Okay, you need to select the ID of this label. So I think in mine, it's answer LBL. And then change the text to 0. And then how about for these two? Okay, for these two, you will just use the same block, which is set text. But my question is, what are we going to change? What should be the IDs here, here, and here? Anyone?
One input.
Okay, so it should be num1 input. And then here, students, all you need to do is to erase the word text and leave the quotation marks. Okay, when you have quotation marks there, meaning there's no word. Okay, if you type A, it will have A, but since we need to erase everything, so just leave the quotation marks. Same with this one, but this one should be num2 input. Okay, and then like this one. Okay, now try to run your program after you coded it and check. Okay, enter 2 numbers, divide, add, multiply, or subtract them. And then, for example, multiply. And then click clear if it is working. Did it work? Is it working? Yes or no?
Yes.
Otto, Prow, Ton, Plawarn. Only kay Mook. How about the others? Alex, Kauklong, Sirirat, P, and Dean. Is it
Yes.
working? Okay, so we have now the clear function, students. Now I have a question for you. Can you divide a number by 0? Yes or no? Can you divide the number by 0? For example, 1 divided by 0. Is it okay? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, so it is not okay. So therefore, students, we need to add a function or an error trap for that. That if the second number is equal to 0 and then the user clicked on the divide button, it will say something like undefined, because technically you cannot divide a number by 0 because the answer will be undefined. So in order to do that, go to the on event of the divide button and you need to declare a variable for num2. Okay, so you can use this one. Variable num2 is equal to get number of which input, num1 or num2? Anyone? Is it num1 input or num2 input?
Num1.
Num1, we are creating a variable for num2, so it should be num2 input. Okay, so that this code, students, will create a variable and get the number here from the second input or num2 input. Okay, and then we will need to check that if the second number or if num2 is equal to 0, then it will display undefined here. Okay, but if it is not 0, then it will do like this. So the question is, what block are we going to use for that? To check if it is equal to 0 or not. Which block? Do you have any ideas? Okay, so I will give you a clue. You can find it here. So, what block are we going to use to check if num2 is equal to 0 or not? Anyone?
If else.
Okay, we will use the if-else block. Very good, Kaimuk. Okay, so here you connect this one after the variable that we have created. And then, how can we check if num2 is equal to 0? All you need to do is go to the math group. Okay, and under that one, there are some conditions here that you can use, like greater than, less than, not equal, or equal. We also have here modulo and other operators. Okay, so in this case, we will just use the equal because we will check if num2 is equal to 0. Okay, so it should be num2 is equal to 0. Okay, so for example, if num2 is equal to 0 here, okay, for example, this is the example code, okay, the example program, I mean, okay? So for example, the second number is 0 and then we divide it, it will display undefined. How are we going to do that here? What should we have here? Anyone? How can we change the name of this label?
Set property.
Set property, or what else?
Set text.
Okay, very good. Okay, so set text. Take note, students, that not only Kaimuk is my student here, huh? If you know the answer, please answer. You are grade 9 already. Please do not wait for me to call names. I'm giving you the freedom to open your microphone by yourself. That's why. Don't wait for me to call names. Okay, so label. So this one is answer label or answer LBL, and then just change the text to undefined. Undefined, because any number divided by 0 is undefined. Okay, else you just bring this one here. Okay, so the set property block. Okay, like this one. Okay, and then after that, students, try to run your program if it is working. For example, 7 and 0. Okay. 7 and 0 divide. Okay, undefined. How about 0 divided by 7? What's the answer for this one? Okay, it will be 0. Okay. Is it working? Is it working? Yes or no? Faster, please, because we will add something here on the subtract button. Okay, so let's go now to the subtract. For example, this calculator will not accept negative numbers. So we will get a negative answer here when we use the subtract button if the first number is smaller or lesser than the second number. So in this case, students, we should create another variable for num1 and num2 under the subtract button on event. Okay, so we have num1 is equal to get number, and then num1. And then you just copy and paste this one and change this one to num2, and then num2 input. Okay, so again, how do we check if the first number is lesser than the second number? What block are we going to use for that? The same here?
If else.
Okay, very good. So we will use the if else block. Okay, and then what are we going to choose here under the math group? To check if the first number or if num1 is lesser than num2. Which one are we going to choose? What number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14?
Less than equal.
No, it's not less than equal. We can just use the less than. Okay, because this is an error trap. Okay, it will give only a negative result if the first number is lesser than the second number. For example, 2 minus 3, so it will be -1, right? Okay, so we will just see to it that this one will work and it will not a negative answer, because just like, for example, this calculator will not give or will not accept any negative answer. Okay, by the way, for this set property, you can just put it here inside of the else block. And then you can just type here num1 is less than num2. Then, okay, so for example, you will have the output here as cannot be. Okay, so all you need to do for that is to use the set text, okay, as what we have discussed earlier and used here also on our divide button. Okay, so we have the set text and then still answer LBL and then text to, for example, cannot be. Okay, so let's try to run this. The first number should be less than the second number. So 3 minus 8, subtract, okay, cannot be. Okay, it will not give you a negative answer anymore. Okay, so this is all for today. Are you done? Quite a long code here.
No.
By the way, students, you can code this one also using text like this one. Okay, but I think this is more confusing because we did this one last year and most of you were confused because programming is quite confusing sometimes or most of the time. Okay, so we will just use blocks here to make it easier for you. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes to finish it. And then the same last time, please copy the link and send it to our line group. Please paste your name first before, type your name first and then paste your link and then send. Because some of you still don't have names. And some of your names in the group are Thai. So I need to go to your profile and look at your photos to know that it is you. Otto, are you okay there?
Yes.
But you Proud, Ton, and Plawarn, you okay?
Yes.
Okay, how about you, Alex, Kauklong, Sirirat, Pang, and Dean? Are you okay there? I know
Yes.
okay, I know Kaimuk is very much okay because she is responding to my questions every time. Okay, so students, I will accept your work until 12 midnight tonight. Okay, so you still have hours to do this one. And it's very easy because I already gave you the code. Okay, so this one. Okay, so again, please do not forget to include your name when you send the link of your work. Okay, so this is all for today, students. So I will see you again next week. Stay safe and have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Thank you, teacher.
By the way, if you have
Thank
any
you, teacher.
questions, please do not hesitate to contact me in line. You're welcome. Bye.
Okay.